The 2018 FIFA World Cup title, Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, French football has a lot working for itself. But what are the plans for India? When do they plan to broadcast the games live in India? Well, I'm in France and I'm here to find out. But first, a little primer on the least known of the Big Five in Europe. The top league in the country is called Ligue 1 and there's about 20 teams competing every season. As far as the competition goes, think more Bundesliga than the Premier League. Yep, there's the mighty PSG at the top with their assembly line of headliners Mbappe, Neymar, Cavani, Di Maria, Dani Alves, Buffon, who've been making their way to Paris since Qatar bought the club in 2011 and gave it a massive financial boost. Big names have ensured the club's last 50-odd home matches have been sold out and their trophy cabinet too gets frequent additions. PSG's on their way to a 6th Ligue 1 title in the last 7 seasons, where the team has added over 20 trophies to the club's history since the ownership change. But as former French World Cup winner and one-time PSG striker Yuri Djorkaeff points out, there is a need for the rest of the league to catch up.
Maybe what today PSG needs more, it's like Barcelona in Spain. They have Madrid to compete, and Liverpool in England. They have City, Chelsea, Arsenal, United to compete. Maybe what we really miss today in France, it's a second or third big club, to compete with PSG and to make the league more harder and to train them to be in the Champions League more aggressive.
The one club, though, that came closest to threatening PSG's dominance in the last few years was Monaco, that won Ligue 1 2 seasons back. Their second highest scorer that season was a certain Kylian Mbappe, who had come through the ranks of the team's youth setup. But once the title was won, big clubs and bigger contracts saw most of Monaco's core move away, including Mbappe, who brought his top-notch skills to Paris and got PSG on top of podiums once again. And the club, 2 seasons later, was flirting with relegation this time round. Monaco, in fact, was also the second club to open their doors to a foreign investor after PSG in 2011, and since then, 5 more Ligue 1 teams have changed ownership and benefited from the financial boost. While Lyon is a regular top 5 team, Marseille changed hands in 2016 and 1 season later reached the Europa Cup final. There's also Lille, the surprise package of this season, that's placed second behind PSG after a disastrous 17th last year. But how long before all these clubs give the Paris giant a serious run for their money? Lille's CEO, for the time being, is happy to look on the brighter side.
Listen, this is a sport, so it's football, so over a long series of years, why not? Maybe one day the Qataris will move on and do another sport, or we don't know. So the future is. But I think for the short and medium term, I believe the landscape will be quite similar. But yes, at the end we are in sport, and this is about winning and being as high as we can, but also knowing which are our means and our possibilities.
Competitive or getting there, 2018 was the year of French football with the national team's success at the World Cup. Ligue 1 was one of the best represented leagues in the tournament with 50 players in action. 14 were from PSG alone, while 8 members of the French World Cup winning squad ply their trade in their native country. Something that's impressed even Didier Drogba, a player who himself was discovered after his exploits in Ligue 1.
When you see the results of the national team the past 5 years, they were in the Euro final, they won the World Cup. They have talented players, Griezmann, Mbappe, Pogba, and so on and so long. So the formation, the academy here is one of the best in the world. And this league gives them the chance to the players to play, to perform, and it's good for French league to have players like Neymar, like international players, Neymar, Balotelli, all these guys coming to give the league a bit more spice.
But even as the world raised a toast to France at the start of this season, India blanked out on Ligue 1 with no live broadcast of the league. But as Ligue 1 CEO informed us on our trip, India is now high on their agenda, with talks on with broadcasters to bring the game back live to India this coming season.
We need the broadcasters, we need help from the media and from the Indian football ecosystem, because Ligue 1 is a growing league. Ligue 1 is catching up with the other big leagues like English Premier League of La Liga. Investing in India is a priority for us. It is part of our international strategic plan of development, and we have to work better, but we also need to be helped in your country.
With the Premier League and La Liga matches taking up prime time slots on weekends, Ligue 1 is planning to move one game every Sunday to 1:30 p.m. IST. But what really is the league's USP is their youth academies that have produced players like Mbappe and N'Golo Kante, Thierry Henry, Didier Drogba, and after graduating on to play for their Ligue 1 teams, this is where you can catch the stars of the future taking their first professional steps.